Streaming is on.
Okay, so mm, let me share my screen again. Okay, so he has 30 years of teaching experience. That means he was a teacher before, or he was a lecturer. So he's an educator on his own. Then this other one, he says with research experience. So that means he's a researcher also. So he's a Nigerian university administrator, educator, and researcher. So this one is good enough. We'll just put a full stop. But we'll put a citation as to where this one was gotten. Mm. And this very information, okay, we have not yet linked it with citation, we have not linked it yet. We have not put the citation where we got it from. So this one I'll use source editing because I don't know how to do it. Okay, yes, there's a way of doing it.
You did it and say you don't.
Mm, don't worry when I get there. So he holds a master of science degree and PhD in architecture from University of Ahmadu Bello University. So Phoenix, this one will be under his education now. Phoenix is blah blah blah. So we'll now change this one to education and career. And if we now later discover that there is a lot of information about his career, then we will separate the education and the career. So this citation is the same thing as this citation here.
So can you still cite?
So we need one citation for two of them.
So what if they request for citation for the education?
And that's why I wanted to use virtual
You should just
source
indicate
edit.
it.
But I see that there's a way of doing it using source edit also, but I've never tried it. Uh, but should I use this same system? Then in case we encounter something like that again, they'll try the other one. So let's use the same system. So if you are going to use one citation for more than two places, this is how you are going to do it. So we can put the full citation only in one place, then later we use shortcuts for the other side. So we'll just separate this one first and then make it very clear for us to see. So ref will open and then ref close. So this one is actually a newspaper, and then URL equals uh, this one, uh, and then the file you can still put it like this, and then the title is uh, and then you can go down again, then the date and the time. Uh, so Seriki Adinoy, your husband no dey your nine people. Adinoy,
That's best information.
no, Adinoy is from his side, Ebira.
Is it the person that publishes?
The writer.
The writer is
Oh,
the journalist. So the first name is Seriki, and then the second name is Adinoy. So we'll just put last is equal to this, and then access. I mean the date first. The date is February 19. And then the location also, as we, so you can also put location and just pass an article, so you can also um, link it. So, so the date will not show here on Vanguard. Okay, no, it's not going to show on this date, but we'll see it from the very beginning, which is February 1, 2025, and then the newspaper is this day. That's the
Then it's
publishing.
February 17
Eh?
I'm seeing, I saw February.
I saw, yeah, you're right. I saw February 17th and I saw 1st February. It's like date of appointment is 1st February.
No.
But date of publication is 17th February. Check the newspaper.
But
You use the date of publication.
and then
Date of publication that you use.
this October, today's September.
Okay.
This is the date of the publication.
Okay.
That's one to use.
Yes.
Then access
And
date.
then the access date is this one.
Today.
Yes, today. So you can write February 1, 2025. And then October 17th. And then the publisher is this day.
Why is this thing happening like this? Like they publish the news today like this.
Okay. So this the entire thing, but this is what is going to make it different from the other citation that only is at one location. At this very opening session of the ref, you add something to it, ref name equals, then in quotation marks. You can put anything there. Maybe you say this thing. Okay, so whenever you need to use this same citation, you don't have to write the citation again over, like full citation from top to bottom like this. All you need to do is just to copy this one, only this link from here to here. So we are going to paste it here, but you are not going to leave it like this because it's not closed. You close it with the forward slash. That's all. So, so Curis has um, Curis earned uh, a Master's of Science degree, but if you write it exactly as we saw in the newspaper, this is plagiarism. So um, you say Curis obtained an MSc. Either we write it like this or without the dot. An MSc in science. In science.
Then it's right science. The MS already
MS.
science.
Okay, sorry. Or Master of Science, but so he earned an MSc.
In architecture.
In architecture.
PhD in architecture.
Okay. So he did architecture in masters and PhD. The word they put in MSc. Okay, now me put that more.
That was what was published earlier.
Okay. Oh,
The Master of Science, right? So you are trying to make something different. That's why you use MSc instead of writing it in full. So writing it in full. The MSc is okay. And the PhD.
How did they write PhD again?
Small
Okay,
H.
so it's what it says.
It's there already.
Okay. Okay, in architecture. No. Okay, he obtained it from Amadu Bello University. Is English correct?
You already have
That's
a
what
10.
they wrote.
You already have a 10 at
Uh,
the beginning.
no, he obtained an MSc from APU. Is it not the same place that he obtained both PhD and
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Amadu Bello University.
This situation can I debate maybe just correct everyone.
It depends if it is already if that APU is linked to Ahmadu Bello University main article on Wikipedia. If it has not been linked, it will show you red. But if it has been linked, you can put APU and then when you click on APU, it's going to redirect you to. But in case you want to see it like this, I'll do it then. You Okay, so is it okay like this? Like Chris obtained an MSc and PhD in architecture from ABU Houston. Is it correct?
That
It
is
sounds somehow.
that is
No, I want to show an example with this one, but we'll correct
okay.
later.
Let's publish it.
We'll put it in full later. So you can see this very citation. When you click here, you are going to see A and then B. And then if you still use the same citation somewhere, it's going to put C. If you use it 5 times, you show A, B, C, D, E, like that. But if you now copy the same citation and then you put it somewhere, you copy the same citation and put, it's not going to show you, it will show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is wrong. And it's the same thing. They are repeating. Mm. Okay, did you finish writing the publisher? Okay. So this will just and then you are seeing something like this. This one looking new a bit. Sorry, all right. So one worker could be there. I know that many of us are tired already. Want to just go, but you can be able to finish this one before we just round up.
Is this like talking? Should this also to reference?
What do you mean? The first editing
I send you the challenge.
Okay, you can see the way this one is looking is in the box and it is standing all alone. But the reason why we are having this one like this is there was a gap in between here and here. There was one space before the beginning of the sentence. Once you remove that space, this box will disappear. You can see this one, this very gap like this. Once you remove this gap, it will disappear also. So to become a normal text. So, but we have to bring this one to this very point by deleting the space in between. So we'll just carry this one and then put it here before after this one, leaving one space. So by the time we preview it, you see it's looking longish and okay. But the citation for this one was not put on. So I think the previous citation before this one, that one was not added. But it's like it was added.
It was added.
It was added.
See, we wrote on this day. We fill the publisher and the
Yeah.
we added this day.
Okay, is this one?
No, and since we repeated,
This one is Vanguard.
okay, this one is Vanguard.
Yeah. That place that stated that he was appointed by Tinubu. I think that one was the first citation. It's like this one. This purple. This one. I think. Let's check where the citation is hiding. It is hiding somewhere number 3. So that means this one has 2 sections and we need to present it in 2 places. Is this one. So number 3 is also going to look like this one too. This number 3 because it was used in 2 places. That's it was used. No. Where did it get this one? Is it not the second one? The second citation. Remember, this one was just added now. This one to the nearest full stop. This one was added now. This is the third one that was added. Then the second one was the one that came.
If he was appointed, it was the first citation that we got.
Then he was former vice chancellor of Bingham Kaduna State University. Where is it located? The second one.
It was the second one.
That one that have to go in participate.
Yeah. It's not the second. It's okay. This one that has the form.
Yes, it's the second citation.
Okay. So wherever we see one written in this paper, that's where the citation is. So that means this whole thing from beginning to the very end is the same source. Is that what it means? Okay, so source 1 here, and then source 2 is here, then source 1 also here. I mean, yes, same source, but something in between. So we are going to also add the shortcut at the very end of this very section. All we need to do is just to copy this one. Okay. Copy this very one again. Copy this very one, the shortcut, and then put it at the very front, and then put the /, and then we publish it. So that we'll have a citation here.
First, the screen is.
Oh, sorry. So, and here one. So we have one citation here, the same citation here, and then the same citation here. So one has been used in 3 different places. Then this publisher, the mistake is the spelling was not written completely, so we put publisher here, not publish, and then we publish it, and then everything that is looking like a mistake will be addressed. So you can see everything looking neat right now, and then we have 3 citations in this whole article, which is good. So if you can be able to reach up to 5, then we'll publish it in the main space of Wikipedia. So now this ABU is going to lead us to a ambiguous page, disambiguation page. The ABU is actually spelled sorry, Ahmadu Bello University. So I'm not sure it is here. No added here. So
Maybe ask Zaria.
no, it's not this area. It's not represented here. So we can add it to this disambiguation page. Um, Abu Bakr, Abu Bakr will be here.
I'm not
Okay, Ahmadu Bello. Okay, okay. So that's AH. Okay, I want to bring. To come. So if somebody is looking for ABU now, you can be able to see it under Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. But that ABU has not been linked. The shortcut, the abbreviation has not been linked. Otherwise, it will have and then directed us to this very page itself.
Sir, can you go back? How did you go back to where you created that?
Is this place this ABU? Then I click it, and then it led me to the disambiguation page, which is this very one. And then we'll now have ABU.
But I'm not doing this already having access. Can't you make it AB?
Yes. So we're going to change this ABU to Ahmadu Bello. University Zaria, and Zaria also has well, you can choose not to put, and so now it will lead up directly to ABU Zaria. Okay, so everything is well cited now. Everything we are putting as a source. Then we can find just two more, and then we just halt it like that. Okay, let's check this third one. And, uh, so Professor Kuris hands over to Professor Ayuba, Vice Chancellor of Bingham University. So this one gives more credence to his being in Bingham.
Dates.
Yes, and the date also. So probably we can see more information about it here. Haruna Koje, Vice Aleko on Monday, and then Ayuba, Ayuba, Ayuba took over from to serve for 6 years in. So this one is another information, but I may not put like this one that says for 6 years. He has been there for 6 years. So from here we can be able to get the actual date or year that he started. So just minus 6 from 2020. That 2018 now. I mean, so he has been there for 6 years since 2018 to 2024. And so we'll do it like this. 2025. 2024 is the
But that date, in fact, documents or the new as he handed.
When they publish,
That's the day he handed over to the new person.
Okay. I mean, this is
publish.
So we'll go back to the head again. So he was former vice chancellor of Kaduna State Bingham University. We can now put it in brackets here in front of Bingham. But there's one. Okay. There's another one. So just locate where that Bingham is located, and then we now add the citation and everything inside the bracket. Okay, look at it. So, let's say 2018 to 2024. We'll put the citation. I don't know. If we put it outside of the bracket, or should we put it outside the bracket? Ideally, it's supposed to be outside of the full stop. But then that very citation didn't say that he was also appointed or he also served in council. So you have to bracket it inside this too, so that the information only represents what is inside the bracket. And so this is where we write our own citation now. Ref and then ref. Open and close. And then let's make it shortcut now. I think it will be the wrong cut. Let's use the other kind of editing. Uh, so visual edit now, then we can just put it inside the bracket here. As soon as I want to go home, and
Copy
then
the link.
yes, so the link I will put here, and then it will create it for us. That means we shall have then insert and then publish. So then so so I think that's the only information that is present here. Except if you want to go further and say he gave for those ones not necessary. Then we'll now go back to another one and then check what information they're giving. So um embrace challenges, being varsity, blah blah blah. So this one speaks about this very project that was done, and there was nothing more spoken about his being there. Uh, but we can look for somewhere to add this citation also, close to Bingham. So Bingham University, we can put it here, right at this very location. At this very location here. So let's go to the source edit again and then add the citation there. So this one speaks of his presence here. This one speaks about the date of the being here. We have 5 years today. let's get more information, even if it's one or two. Then we get that one on the textbook also. Then we add it. That makes it very complete. And remember also, if you are writing the biography of a human being, it is usually quite people put their eyes so much on it. So you have to put enough skill into it. So he was vice chancellor of Kaduna State University. So this one speaks of his being in castle. And this one didn't say much about him anymore. So we can just copy this one, even though it's going to be choked up with so much citations, but it's better that we have so much citation than not to have it sufficiently. Um, and then that's fine. And then we'll go back to get another one. Possible. Uh-huh. So, Bingham University, this was another graduation kind of a, but I doubt if there's anything that has to do with his information here. Okay, we should publish and close that. I said we should publish and close.
No, I'm saying that.
Good. There's another information. He explained that the university has signed a memorandum. Okay, no. This one is not about him.
The last one.
He further disclosed that the institution had no flaw that it is students to implement. This one is about the school itself, not about. So this one we can also put this one close to Bingham too. So it's 3 o'clock, but okay. So I think this one speaks more about him, and we don't really need information directly written about him by somebody. So this one will not qualify to go into our article itself. So meet the pioneer BC of Fuad and leading third Nigeria's movement. So if someone wants to read more about him, the whole information is here. But this is where we are going to put this one. We'll copy the whole thing. We are going to go down after references. After references, I'll change back to the other one, the source edit. We'll put external links, not to be used in the main article itself. So this one here, I'm not going to use two square brackets. I'm going to use one square bracket before and after. But at the end of the day, I'll leave a space and then I'll copy the title of this very article, and then I'll put it there. So the external link is that when you have a URL like this, and you want somebody to click the title and then to link you to that area, then you use only one square bracket. This one is outside of Wikipedia now. You are going outside. So But this one is on this newspaper or this publication, edu-based NG, on edu-based NG. Uh, There you can put the date, uh, April 3, 2025. Uh, um, and then I think there's another one that speaks about him also. But we can still spy you. His date of birth is November 4, 1961. So that one may not go in as a very essential detail, but you know, see somebody can be able to read this one and see that information. He didn't get it from this kind of. So you can still put immediately after his name here. Immediately after the name, you just open your bracket and just say born November 4, 1961, and then you publish it. So this one is an essential one, and this one has now given us another opportunity to have another category. So we'll add second category, or let's use another system of adding category. So we'll just come, whether you are using a phone or a mobile or a computer, you just say uh, 19, 1961 birth. Okay, 1961 birth. So you okay it, and then the category will be added to this very one. So, but then we have to change it again to the by adding this one, uh, by adding this one, and then we publish. So all these little bit now, they are all listed in this very category all over the world. Uh, and then there's nothing for us to spy again here. So we can just leave this one. If anybody wants to find something essential about him again, they can pick one and read. That one is the day he took appointment in that very school. Yeah. So do print newspaper, new newly established Tyap assumes office, commits to excellence. So this one we can also put it as an external link also. Or this one is not having so much information about him, so you can just um, the same thing with this one. Okay, so books now. If you go to books, there's a publication that he has done before that we can be able to use. So, so we can also say he's an no, no. Um, um, okay, let's copy the link to this very one. Whatever this one is giving now is that he has an MSc in architecture and then giving credence to his name that is William, not Williams. And so you can still use this information as it is. Uh, so we can now choose where to put it. Where to put it. We can either put it here or we can put it here. That's for his name. But let's just put it at the very location. Yes. So want to change it back to the visual edit. So, I'll just go to full page edit and then switch to visual edit and then finish. So this one has been added also. But then we need to just refine this one to make it more smoother. Once we're able to refine that one, then we'll just open to the page. Um, so that was when he actually resumed work. Uh, this citation is not complete. The one that was given, was it given by okay computer? This citation is not correct. This one is backwards to and then this one is very. March 26. So let's put the citation again and see how. Um, and the machine talk am, talk am that the name of the writer is Bankole Igboho, and then what we are seeing here is Ibrahim Wuyo. Oh. Na very witness, no, na very. Uh, but it seems they got this information from NANS, from News Agency of Nigeria. So if NANS, the publication at NANS was done by Do, and then Ibrahim Wuyo now copy from NANS and publish it in this thing, and then that person, I don't really know what sciences they are using to do all this on this. What else are doing is correct like that. Mm. Mm. So he made that very statement during his assumption or resumption of office at this very school on the in March. Okay, that was when he was giving their so we'll just say in March 2025. Um, he made, so let's copy this one first like this, and then we will find the sentence. Um, so the Vice Chancellor of the newly established DPs has expressed his commitment to making university a world-class citadel of Okay, so we can just say in his remark, um, um, after being appointed vice chancellor of the federal, federal investor of affairs is Katia Curix, Curix, no, Curix, come on, I with English now. Wait. Another way of seeing commitment. Uh,
Handling things so that
okay, to zoom it. Okay, I'm coming. Okay. Uh, so this one is like he see English people now. Allegiance. What's the verb form of allegiance? Is it allege? If you not say allege, man, it looks like a police language. Allegation. Hmm. And
Just use responsibility or obligation.
okay, obliged. He so Curix obliged it is obligation. Uh, let's just say he promised Curix promised making the institution a citadel of learning. Uh, Curix making institution let's do like this. According to who's the publisher of this newspaper, Vanguard. According to Vanguard Nigeria. Okay, so Vanguard Nigeria quoted Curix. Vanguard Nigeria quoted Curix.
Go back. Why is it going back? Go back.
Vanguard Nigeria quoted Curix, stating after his appointment as the pioneer vice chancellor. One thing. Okay, before you on the gem, maybe I'll Okay, this one is source editing. I was editing it like okay. Okay. Okay, so you can see this MSc itself. There's supposed to be a dot according to the no. But I can't see this. MSc and PhD here. So I forgot that this one is actually not the other one. So we just put it in Italian here. So Bonga Nigeria quoted Curix stating after his appointment. Okay, this one is stating after his appointment as the pioneer vice chancellor of the Federal University of Applied Sciences, Kachia, saying saying our mission is this, that, this. So I think this one will stop right at this very point. But here in Korea also, remember that we had uh, we had other places that he worked in the lead section. So probably later on this article will be worked on and then improved better than it is currently. So uh, this is where we are going to stop for this very article, and then we'll move it now. So for those of us who want to know how to move it, this is how to move it. So if you want to move it, you have done your editing and you are okay that this article should be in the main space. After you are sure that this article should be on the main space, you have checked everything that this one is correct, that one is correct, and then you want to move it. You go to these very three dots by the left hand side here, by the right hand side, and then you go down to move. But you may not have the ability to move if you don't have more than 10 edits on the English Wikipedia. Mm. So once that is done, everything is behaving. it's on desktop. You change the mobile. Okay, let me do it again one more time. If you are ready to move it to the main space, you go to this three dots by the right hand side and then go down to move. Then when this page opens, the network is slow. Once it opens, you change this one from user to article, and then you delete your own username that was there. And if this spelling was not correct, you adjust the spelling to the correct spelling you want it to be. And then you change the reason to main space. Main space. What's main space? Space. So I think. Alright. Okay, it was created in the first place. That first time that you can create a show. You can see it has published already, and the username is from only this one is a normal Wikipedia article now. So now you can now go down to this category, and then you remove the. Let me change it to the one. Then you remove this link here and this column, and then you remove that column, and then you publish. So this one is now a normal article, and you may not stop here if the person has images on Wikipedia already. I mean on Wikimedia Commons, and you want to link those images, and the person has a category on Commons already. You just put wiki cat or wiki or Commons cat rather. That's Commons category in square bracket like this, and then you publish it. So whenever you click on this link, it's going to lead you. There's only one but more upon to you can now. But then we also need to not leave it like that. We have to connect it to Wikidata. So Wikidata is another project of Wikimedia Foundation, and for us to connect to Wikidata, we just need to open another window. Just type Wikidata. You can even see something may pop up that is under Wikidata. Even if it doesn't open there, just open a Wikidata environment, and then you search for that very item, that very name. So we just search for Williams Barnabas on Wikidata. It has opened. You just go to search, and then you change the search, and then you search for it. And if the name appears, that means it's already on Wikidata. If it doesn't, then you have to create a new item. But that one will deal with it another time. So after this week, this is the last week we are dealing with Wikipedia editing for this very whole month. We may resume by November. We have 2 more to go for this very year. Um, so this very person has the Wikidata item, and we need to connect it. That's English Wikipedia, and then type his name there or paste his name there, and then it will appear if the network allows us.
Shift, different.
That's not it, it's not good. So So the name appears, and then we click on publish, and then we can now be able to navigate from Wikipedia to Wikidata to any other project. So now we can now have Wikidata item here. So
Live streaming is
I
on.
cannot move.
I cannot move it to
main space.
main what?
Main space.
Main space. Okay. What about
This
the
is
edits that I've made the sandbox is not counting?
It's counted as your edit, but you have not created the article on the main space yet. You have to move it later on, or move your name and slash on the
It
title.
has to be 10 edits in main space.
At least. No, anywhere on Wikipedia. Even if you are going to articles that are already created by others and correcting the English or stuff like that and publishing, that one is part of your edit. Mm. So this article now, you can see this language section, it is blank, it's not clickable because there's no any other publication about this person in any other language. But by the time we translate to other language, by the time you click here, you see a list of languages under which this article was created. And then if this person has, okay, for biographies like this, we need the info box. We'll not leave it like this. So let's just check the info box of another person that has an article already. Let's check for let's check Andrew income. Let's check Andrew income, and then we'll copy the info box of Andrew income, and then we'll paste it on the info box. I mean on the page of William. So we'll just copy everything top to bottom. This is the beginning of the article itself. Mm. Then we'll go here again and then give some gap, one or two. You can leave it like this, you can do it like this, and then you paste it. Then you begin to change it. Short description, Nigerian, uh, let's say, uh, Nigerian University Administrator, Education Researcher, Nigerian University Administrator. This one is a university administration. Educational, educationist and researcher. Uh, is there an educationist that's here? Okay, okay, let's change this one to educationist. Educationist and researcher. And then this very article was written in Nigerian English in October 2025. And then the date in which we had this added is this very October 2025. And then we change the name itself to this name. Well, the birth name is still the same thing. And then it was born November 4, 1961. So 1961, November is 11, and then 4042. And then birthdays, we didn't have that information, but then we got delete it. And then educationist, university administrator, and then researcher. Then nationality is in Nigeria, and then alma mater is Ahmadu Bello University Zaria. Zaria, Nigeria. and then notable works. He is yet to have notable works. Then we don't know anything about his marriage from nothing, and nothing. So anything we don't just know, we just delete them, and when those information are available, then we add it. So this one is info box, added info box. No, that one is not clear enough for an image. When we upload his image, his clearer image, then we'll add it. So you can see the info box is here. So this is like a complete article as it stands. So by the time he has an image that is clear enough, because the one that is here in this very category is not so clear, so we will not add that one yet. Um, so if there is more information about his education, we'll also put it there also. And then one more thing, we have to link this article to somewhere, otherwise it will be an orphan article. Uh, so although it's mentioned already, but you can navigate from that page back to here. So just click on Federal University of Applied Sciences. His name is already here. All we need to do is to put two square brackets, and then it is done. Call it in. So, so this one is just a highlight. Um, okay. Okay, so now someone can now be able to navigate from this page to this page, from this page to this page. So it's not one place now. So that's all for today. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much. Who is tired? No, who is not tired? Who is not tired? Yeah. So, so thank you very much, Campus, for this session. And for our new people coming in, John, I know you are seeing the whole thing is at the point you are understanding it, but at the point you are not. Am I correct? So it's normal. When you come to learn like this, especially for the first time, you'll find some things a little bit strange and maybe somehow, they might look somehow intimidating, but they actually is. You just need to pay attention. So just so you know, whatever is being done here today was recorded, has been recorded. And a link will be shared to how you can access it in case you want to go back again and watch step by step what is going on.
It's already there on the mentor.
Yes. So it is there on the mentor program. All you need to do is to go back there, click on the link, and then watch it step by step. So at this point, I would like to know, is there any question? Any question? So if I say ask question, I'll give 500. What will you do? Eh? Okay, so ask question, I'll give 500. Relevant question, we don't ask nonsense. So even the money is too small. Okay. All right. So thank you very much, everyone. So I think at this point, since there's no question, do you have any assignment for this?
Yes. So the assignment is you have to create one English language article. Find somebody to create an article for in the English Wikipedia.
Now remember, before you can create an article for someone or about anything on Wikipedia, you have to take care of the notability. Who is that person you are creating? Don't go and start it because your pastor is popular in your church. So you say you want to go and create an article for him. He might not be notable. He's only popular in your church, but he's not notable. These are two different things. He can be popular in your church, but he's not notable. That's it.
Yeah, I thought you're creating an article.
I hope this question is not part of the 500.
No.
Okay.
There must be relevant citations.
Yes, yes.
So I cannot just go and create article of someone else's.
No, that is not to do it. So those citations means the person is not relevant. So you have to search. Once you are able to identify the person, first thing is to go back to the Google and check what are this, who is this person? Is this person known? Is there any publication on the newspaper about this person? If yes, check them. Remember, a Wikipedia is not a lazy person. You have to make research. You have to study, you have to read, you have to know about the person. So sometimes you hear us giving you a gist about an ancient story. It's not something out of the blue. It requires a lot of effort and serious studies. So we expect each and every one of us here also to make research and study all of those things so that we'll be up to date. So yeah, that's one of the basic things you have to do. So the person have to be nurtured. The person have to do it. And at least if you are creating an article about someone, especially on the English Wikipedia, you should try to make at least a minimum of 5 references as from a different sources. At least minimum of 5 for you to be able to start. Though there are some criteria, but that's not something we'll talk about now. But you just go and find at least 5 minimum references about the person for that article to be able to start. So we understand this part. What are the conclusions? I can still see some faces, so I still don't understand what I'm saying. You understand? So you should mark her face. She says she understand. You have problem with her. So please, let's take the assignment seriously. And I think our next meeting is going to be on what? 25th.
No, that's
No, so I'm
not.
looking at this one. Yeah, let me check. So our next meeting is going to be on